Hey guys, looking a little sweaty, whatever. I just came in from walking, so I got my exercise in. I haven't posted in a week or so, and I'm being quiet because my son's in the room next to me and he's talking with people. So I don't want them to hear what I'm saying. Anyway, so I had my first breakdown Monday, and it started off, the day started off really good, and as soon as I got to school, like the very beginning of class, it just hit me like a dump truck, and it was like, okay, that's just getting you ready for what I'm about to dump all over you. It was a terrible day. I can't even begin to describe it. It was so bad. And so we have these new things that we're doing as far as testing, and we're going to be making up for not having the access since the first day. So we have to go back and repeat like the chapters that we've already covered and test over those things and then continue. This is all part of our clinical experience. So it's exciting, but then there's a lot, and I'm talking about a lot of work involved. Like anywhere from 5 to 7 hours worth of videos and pre-test, lesson outcomes, modules, all kinds of stuff that we have to do. And she's giving us 4 or 5 days to do it, so it's not terrible. But we also have our other classes as well. And those are going okay. I think I've got my pattern down. Oh, by the way, I did really good on my test. So I missed 3, which wasn't great, but I made an A. So I'm happy with that. And the ones that I did miss, there was like one that I literally, for whatever reason, did not know. And the other 2 is just me either putting more into the question that was asking or just overanalyzing basically. So I have a problem with slowing down and reading everything. I have to like be the first one done, which is not a good trait. So it's definitely not what happened this time. It was definitely not the very first one done with the test. I've tried to carry that with me. It won't be that way in nursing school for sure. So I've learned that through the way I'm studying, because when I had my meltdown Monday, like my whole world just started closing in around me. And even I couldn't concentrate on the test that we were doing. I couldn't concentrate on the teacher lecturing. I couldn't concentrate on even the way I had been studying that was being productive for me. And I've noticed that more and more that I need to just, for my particular learning style, I need to kind of brief the information first. But reading it to start off with is not what I can do. I need to kind of brief it and kind of have a little bit of a idea of what it's talking about, and then I need to go into the video form of it, and then, or the lecture form of it, and then go back and read the chapter. I don't know. It's just the way I learn. So, also, I found out some information about the way other people in our class study, and the ones that do study versus the ones that don't really study. That's important to know when you have a study group. You want a good study buddy, not the other kind. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, we did get our scrubs in, and we have to go get them tailored to our specific bodies. They basically told us the ones that we could have, the ones they thought were appropriate for our body shape and size. Like if you're short or tall or, super round or super not round. So they gave you those basic things that you got to try them on, and what they wanted you to have is what they picked for you to have. And then now you can tailor them a little bit more to you. So like for me, I'm short, so I have to have them hemmed up. They're not allowed to touch the floor. And of course, most everything that you order, if you're a petite person, you're gonna have to have it tailored. So good thing for me, I already have a relationship with someone like that. I'm gonna be calling her up and saying, I need you to do this for me. And we also have to attach our patches. So just getting all of the clinical thing like really up and running. And I found out my watch is not gonna work. It does have the second hand, so it's actually a pretty good, it's a great watch, but it has to be a certain color, and it's not that one. So they're going to start getting really a whole lot stricter on us as far as our hair and hair, makeup, and jewelry, exact fitting, like you can't have anything. Once you get your scrubs on, you have to have a certain conduct, you have to have a certain, you have to wear it the correct way. You cannot put other things with it. So yeah. Anyway, that all starts Monday. So it's a little bit exciting, but at the same time, it's a tad nerve-wracking because, you can't forget anything. You cannot forget your badge, you cannot forget your watch, you cannot forget your stethoscope, you cannot forget your sphygmomanometer. You cannot forget anything that's a part of your uniform. Your jacket, your specific color of sock, your the shoes that they approved, because you had to bring your shoes in and they had to approve them. And if they didn't approve them, they ain't working. You can't just wear an extra pair, something different for the day, if you don't have the ones that they approved. So that's probably the only nerve-wracking part, is everything has to be so you can't forget anything. So anyway, but I'm prepared for that, and the only way to prepare for that is to have pretty much 2 of everything. Which I'm gonna have. So always have a backup plan, which is really good during COVID time anyway, because you don't know what's gonna happen when we step into a clinical setting in the real world, with hospitals or nursing homes, wherever they send us, whoever will allow us to come in. Anything could happen. So it's always good to be prepared for that during this pandemic that we're in. Anyway, I'm tired and I have a lot of studying to do still. I did buy the study guide for my particular book, and I'm going to head into my fundamentals class right now. I have a few more things on my ATI that I have to finish as far as testing. I thought I was all done. I didn't. I was like, oh, I got 5 modules done. Yay! It only took me like 2 hours, and luckily, I heard some of my classmates talking this morning, and they're like, 2 hours? It's taking the rest of us like a minimum of 5 hours. Like, how did you do that? I'm like, what? So I figured out that I only did the pre-test for everything. I didn't go into the actual lessons themselves, which you have to do, and they will know if you don't go into them, which it wouldn't be to you. Why would you even not go into them? Because you're going to be post-tested. So I went into them today, and that's what took me 2.5 hours for one module. I have 5, so whatever. And then I have, of course, we have to do our dimensional analyses, and have to get into geriatrics and finish some stuff there. And I have 2 chapters in fundamentals that I need to do all of my learning outcomes and get my Anki cards together and things like that. Anyway, you guys have a great week, and I will check in with you next week and let you know how it's going. They have dumped a whole lot on us just the past 2 or 3 classes, and it's starting to get really real. And I can see why people that probably say, I'm going to take you with me every day, or I'm going to be on here this many times on YouTube, and then it doesn't happen. I can see that that's why. Because, you know, you can't put social media before your career. As much as I can get on here, I will get on here, just so I can help people that maybe have anxiety about going into programs and just kind of like knowing what to expect. I'll tell you this, your medical terminology is going to be huge for you. So take a class on that before you even get into the program, or even just buy a book and do it yourself. There's all kinds of books that you can buy like that, and just get a Tabors and just start studying words. But suffixes, prefixes, root words, all of that, just do that now. It's definitely going to benefit you. Pay attention to everything you learn in anatomy and physiology. You really do use it once you get into the program. Like, it's no joke. You use it all. So if you still have that book and you still have your notes from that class, look over them. And then one last thing, if you're not a CNA yet, I would highly suggest you do that. Just because there's so much that you learn in the first session that's a lot of CNA repeat. I believe if you're a CNA, you're pretty much going to know it. So that just makes it easier for you. It's something you're already familiar with, and it just takes less pressure off of you. So anyway, that's my thing for today. I hope there's nothing in my teeth. Now I'm going to start worrying. I've been eating lots of broccoli today. I'm trying to do keto, and it's not really going that well for me, only because I'm doing the intermittent fasting, and the intermittent fasting is fine, but once your body starts feeling like it is going into that starvation mode, like it starts acting different. And I think it holds on to what you eat within your window a little bit differently. At least that's what I've been noticing with my own body. So anyway, I'm getting ready for all kinds of things. My son is getting married, and yay, that's exciting. So have lots to get ready for there. And anyway, babbling on about personal life. You don't need to know it. I'm sure don't want to know it. Anyway, y'all have a great week, and I will get back with you probably the 1st of next week. We'll see. I have another test, I think, coming up, so I'll definitely check in with you then. I'll let y'all know how I did on that. Oh, and I did figure out how to study for, I think, I've figured out how to study for geriatrics, which is PowerPoints compared to the book, because that is actually an online class for us. So he doesn't, we don't go in person to hear his lecture. So we'll see if that works. There's a lot of duplicating information, so I'm just assuming that that's going to be. And then, of course, that bounces off of what you do in both clinical and fundamentals. So whatever you're doing, it's kind of going along just about the same. Sometimes the chapters are a little bit different, like the way they're staggered a little bit, but all of the information is applicable, of course, once we get there. Sometimes they line up together, and that's good. Anyway, you guys have a great week. This is the last time I'm saying it. I'm gonna let you go. Bye.